Hey everybody, welcome back. Taking a look at a couple of John Woo movies today. We have Manhunt. This came out, oh wow, my camera is blurrier than normal. I don't know what's going on with that, so a little too late. This came out in 2017. I think it's on Netflix. Not sure about that, but wait, is this mute? Is this muted right now? My microphone? Does it have a mute button? No, I don't think it's muted. All right, okay. Anyways, well, I guess it's not that recent. It's almost 10 years now. And then we have The Killer, which came out in 87. 89. Okay. So nearly 40 years between these two movies. So we'll take a look at Manhunt first, and then we'll get to the beefy killer box here. So I'll set this over aside, and I purchased this, right around the time it came out, at least the 4K, 2018, 2019. I just watched it. It was on the shelf for a long time, and there's a lot of movies on the shelf, and sometimes the shelf absorbs movies, and I kind of just forgot about this movie. And with the recent releases of John Woo films, I was like, oh yeah, I have the John Woo movie on the shelf I haven't seen, and I'm gonna go check that out. And then this Manhunt movie. So let's see. Manhunt follows. You definitely can't read that, but that's okay. Manhunt follows the journey of upstanding lawyer Duquie, more than likely mispronouncing that, who is unwittingly drawn into a murder case when all the evidence of the action, and all the evidence at the scene points to him being the perpetrator. Knowing that he's been framed, Duquie runs from the law to uncover the truth. The police launch a large-scale manhunt. That's the name of the movie. The police launch a large-scale manhunt, but veteran detective j.a.s.m.r sees that this seemingly open and shut case is not that simple after all. During the intense pursuit, a bond begins to form. I'm just creating words here. I'm inserting my own words. A bond begins to build between the fugitive and the pursuer. That certainly sounds John Woo-like. Even though j.a.s.m.r knows that he can't fully trust Duquie, is the real killer lurking elsewhere? Is there a hidden conspiracy behind the murder? I guess you gotta watch the movie. Best part about this movie, it was like an hour and 45 minutes. And it kind of plays like a greatest hits of John Woo action sequences. So if you watch a lot of John Woo movies, then you've seen this, and you've seen better versions of it. I don't know if it is a return to form for John Woo in the sense. I'm trying to think of his filmography here, and I'm really drawing a blank, because he left Hollywood for a bit, or maybe he didn't. I don't know. Like after Mission Impossible 2, which I really like Mission Impossible 2. I feel like John Woo wasn't exiled or anything like that, but I really can't think of anything he put out. But then he made Red Cliff, and Red Cliff was phenomenal. Like, I would love to get a 4K of Red Cliff. And he recently remade The Killer, actually, a movie we were talking about momentarily, which I thought was really peculiar. Like, think that's on Netflix as well. I guess I have interest in that just as a curiosity, but I also seems kind of pointless to me. But the look of this movie, like if you've seen like recent Donnie Yen action films like Raging Fire or The Prosecutor, the cinematography is very similar. It's razor sharp, and it's very slick, but also strangely unappealing, at least I find. And this starts out, I thought at the beginning it had like a pretty auspicious start for me, but then the story becomes just bogged down. It's an incredibly convoluted story, and you're just like, oh my goodness, okay, all right, this had a nice straightforward setup, and it just kind of keeps going. But there's elements that you see in here, from like boat chases to homeless people being exploited, which is like our target and whatever. And of course the bond between criminal and cop, we've certainly seen that before. Some of the action scenes are pretty exciting. It's just the fact that John Woo's has done them before, and he's done them been more impressive than what you see here. But if you're like a John Woo fan, if like then yeah, this is one of those movies I would consider for fans only. It's unintentionally funny at times. The characters, there's a English and Japanese and maybe Cantonese, Mandarin, probably Mandarin, I'm not too sure, but it's all three languages. And the two protagonists here, the main characters, since they speak different languages, they're always speaking English, and there's some pretty obvious dubbing throughout this movie. So I would just consider it a detriment. I don't really know why, because from a story being taken seriously, this is not the movie to do it. I think they could have just gone a different direction, as opposed to some rather obvious dubbing that kind of detracts from the movie, takes you out of it at times. But if it's on Netflix and you want to watch an action movie, and John Woo is one of the best. So we'll put this over here, and now we'll take a look at The Killer. So this is the limited edition Arrow release. Got the slip, which is what they've been doing, no J card, which I really like, and we have the hard box here. Tony Stella did the artwork for these, and he unfortunately recently passed away, which he was working right up until the end. His artwork is phenomenal, as you can clearly see here. So the John Woo films, those are I think some of his last pieces that you'll see on the market. So really too bad that he died. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this. Nothing really on the back of the box here, as you can see. So this comes with the poster, and the poster art is a little different. You can see that there. Do I have the poster art anywhere without trying to unfold the poster? Let's take a look. I don't. Okay, so I'd actually have to unfold the poster. I don't really feel like doing that because I can't get the poster in frame anyways. So I'm sorry. You can probably easily look that up. So I have some of the original theatrical art here. If I were to flip this, you would see this image. So it has the poster, it has the booklet, it has some these aren't postcards, but postcard style art cards that, okay, yeah, here we go. So let's take a look at these. A little Mexican standoff here. I don't know if John Woo is the originator of that. Probably not. Probably, I would assume, a spaghetti western or something. Here they are again. So that's showing that in, what the hell is that actor's name? He's in a few John Woo movies. Oh my goodness. He'll probably come back to me. They don't have his name on the back here. Danny Lee. Okay. Jesus, like, what the hell? So And Danny Lee has a just magnificent mole here in this movie that I don't think I've really noticed when I'd watched the DVD and I had the Blu-ray release for this as well, but in 4K you can see it. It's impressive. Sorry about your eyes, Jenny. That's Jenny there. Things don't go well for Jenny. This is a cool sequence in the movie with the speedboat, dragon boat festival. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. And just a henchman, bad day at the job. Another bad day. Should ask for pay up front. And that's it. So I'll put these back here. And the disc guards. This comes with the feature film and extras on one 4K disc. And then we have extras on a Blu-ray, and then we have the extended cut, which I have yet to watch. The extended cut is actually undergoing a replacement program right now because supposedly, I haven't tried it yet, but you can't like skip or pause this once you put it in to play it. Like it's like you're at the theater. So losing some of the convenience of watching a movie at home. So I'll probably put in for the replacement there because I'll get around to watching it at some point. This is my favorite John Woo movie, and favorite maybe best. Like I do have Bullet in the Head pre-ordered, and I haven't seen Bullet in the Head in a long time, but that really made an impression on me. It's not exactly a fun movie to watch though, and I think Hard Boiled is just the action scenes are tremendous in that. We'll get around to talking about that one at some point, but I also find it's just too long. The length of this one I feel is perfect, and it's usually if you haven't seen any John Woo movies, but it's very melodramatic. You have the killer and the cop who unsurprisingly have more in common than you would expect, and it has some killer action scenes, no pun intended. The final sequence in the church is phenomenal. I'll never get bored watching that scene how many times I've watched it. So fresh from the success of the first two A Better Tomorrow films, hopefully the Arrow puts that out soon. In 1999, action maestro John Woo would unleash The Killer, a spectacular blend of explosive gunfights and dramatic performances, including the minute of Chow Yun-fat in one of his most memorable roles. Ao Chung, which is Chow Yun-fat's character, is a hitman whose latest job takes a wrong turn when, during a shootout at a lavish nightclub, he accidentally blinds singer Jenny by firing his gun too close to her eyes. Racked with remorse, Ao Chung decides to retire from the life of crime. He'll do one last job, though, and help Jenny get a cornea's transplant. But when Ao Chung, the rancorous former boss, betrays... Gotta follow up my finger here. Betrays him, Ao Chung receives an unexpected helping hand from hot-headed police detective Li Ying. That's Danny Lee. City on Fire, that's right. An international sensation, The Killer put Woo on the radar of genre fans the world over and inspired waves of imitators, but none that could outclass it. So, yeah, if you follow John Woo movies, I haven't seen all John Woo movies, but like Better Tomorrow was one of the first ones I watched. My John Woo experience started with Hard Target. I saw that in the theater. That's the Van Damme movie, and I was like, this is incredible. Who's this John Woo guy? And then I just went out of my way to find out every John Woo movie that he made that I could get my hands on anyways. So I went from Hard Target to Better Tomorrow, Better Tomorrow 2. I skipped 3 because he didn't direct that. The Killer, Bull in the Head, Hard Boiled, and I was just continuously blown away. I was like, what on earth? These are the best action movies I've ever seen. So this one, though, over time has solidified its place as my favorite, so I was really excited to pick this up. If you haven't seen it, it's just really in love with making movies as well. Besides like the stunt choreography, there's some just really enjoyable freeze frames in this. I love the relationship between the cop and the killer, and it's just such an entertaining movie, and kind of goes in a direction that you really wouldn't expect with the climax. There is I wouldn't consider it scene missing so much, but the ending in this isn't actually what the ending was supposed to be, because one actor just wasn't available to shoot the scene. So it ends abruptly, but there's a reason for that. Though I don't think it affects the ending in a negative way. It just would be interesting if we were able to film that last scene for the audience. So anyways, thanks for watching.